What do you get when you combine a passionate and veteran sports writer with a wife who is a casual observer? The answer? Married to the Game. This landmark sports talk radio show discusses sports from a married couple's perspective. Married to the Game with Rory and Lakita begins right now.
Yeah. What's going on, good peoples? My name is Rory Chirac.
And I'm Lakita Chirac.
And this is Married to the Game. Our digital broadcast is blasting through your speakers from the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia. Now, y'all know this show is the epicenter of flavor, right? I mean, you got the, quote, expert journalist and the casual observer.
That's me.
Who also happen to be wedded partners, and we love sports.
Well, I not exactly love sports. Sort of like?
Well, you love me, right?
Of course.
Well, then by default, I guess then you say you love sports.
Okay, that'll work.
And we got a lot of things going on today. The theme for our show, moving forward.
We're moved one step closer to learning who will play in Super Bowl 51.
And one NFL team has moved their entire operation to a new city.
And I want to move forward with the everybody's a winner culture in youth sports.
Okay, so let's cut a rug and get this party started. You ready to rock and roll?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's kick things off with the NFL playoffs. All right, well, the NFL divisional round is in the books. To give a recap on the scores, the Green Bay Packers beat the Dallas Cowboys 34-31.
All right.
Your squad, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Go Steelers.
They beat the Kansas City Chiefs 18-16. The hometown Atlanta Falcons, they beat up on the Seattle Seahawks 36-20.
Dirty Birds.
And then the New England Patriots, they took care of the Houston Texans 34-16.
Yeah. Awesome.
Now, everybody and their mama is still on buzz about that epic finish with the Packers beating the Cowboys and Mason Crosby's 51-yard field goal at the buzzer to win it.
It was epic. I mean, I just love the way that
it had you jump out of your seat.
Out of my seat.
And that's huge if it can get you out of your seat.
Yeah. Initially, at first, the game was slow. And you could tell that, you know, and
the Packers were running away
quiet.
with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. Everyone in Dallas they had all the long faces.
Yeah.
And I love to give jabs at the Cowboys fans. Yeah. So I was tweeting about them. I was doing Facebook posts, letting them all know. But I'm so glad the Cowboys made a game of it.
Yes, it was nail biting. It really was.
And
get me excited?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think Aaron Rodgers picked up a new fan in you.
Oh, he did. Cause I just love the way that he just threw that ball down the field. And it was like so on point. It's like he knew exactly where to hit it.
That's that play. It was 3rd down and 20. Now, remember I told you how it's like 10 yards for each first down?
Right.
So it was 3rd and they needed 20 yards just to get a first down. He threw it even longer than that. And he threw it to Jared Cook, who's from up the road in Gwinnett County.
And he did the tippy toe.
He caught it right before he went out of bounds.
I was like, look at that.
And that's the play that set up Crosby's game-winning field goal.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be seeing the highlights of that over and over and over again. And so they are going to be here next weekend because they're playing the Atlanta Falcons for a right to go to the Super Bowl. You know, this is the last game in the history of the Georgia Dome.
Oh, wow. That is history.
Because they're going to move into Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Remember, I showed it to you. It's right next door.
Beautiful stadium. Beautiful stadium.
So, you know, it's going to be bananas here in the city because the Falcons are one win away from the Super Bowl. It was already bananas coming into this game.
That's what I was about to say. It was bananas this week. Like a lot of my friends on social media, their profile pics, of course, were changed to support the Dirty Birds.
All the Rise Up stuff.
Yes. And I saw jerseys everywhere. Everybody's wearing all their, you know, sports wear and shouting out. And a lot of organizations and companies were participating.
I saw that.
And the tailgating.
Yeah. Now, Atlanta traffic is already a nightmare. And around the dome. Yeah. The tailgating, it was crazy. And then adding to the wind. Yeah. They showed the overhead shots. I mean, you're like, man. But this is big. Now, for the Falcons, Packers, the right to go to the Super Bowl and represent the NFC. Over on the AFC side, your Steelers.
Oh, Steelers.
They won the game. They didn't even score a touchdown.
Yeah. But did I not tell you?
You did. So your Super Bowl pick is still in place.
Still in place.
I don't know how they won. They kicked 6 field goals and still won the game. No, I know how they won. They have great defense.
All right.
And then Le'Veon Bell. Remember I was telling you he's that running back that you were like, I like him.
Yeah, I do.
You know he set a record?
He did.
Okay, I'm a stat junkie. You know that.
Yeah, go ahead. Just for a moment.
Okay.
Because it's about the Steelers.
And this is about the Steelers.
So go ahead.
He had 337 yards in 2 playoff games. That's the record, new record for the most yards in your first 2 playoff games.
Wow.
That's how much of a baller he is.
Yeah.
And he is leading his squad to face Tom Brady and the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game. That game is up in New England next weekend.
Well, you know who I'm going for.
I know you're going for.
And because they're going all the way.
This is a rematch. They played earlier this year, you remember.
Yeah.
New England beat your squad 27-16 in week 7.
But we're beyond that.
You know what? Ben Roethlisberger didn't play in that game. He's playing in this game.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Brady versus Roethlisberger for a right to go to the Super Bowl. And then Aaron Rodgers versus Matty Ice, Matt Ryan for the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
To represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Okay. Now, we know fans of all 4 of these teams.
Right.
So I already know who you got.
Steelers.
And we know that it's going to be interesting to hear different people's perspective. We'll, of course, run with our polls on Twitter. Who you got?
Right.
Hashtag Pittsburgh versus New England. Hashtag Green Bay versus Atlanta.
All right.
So I can't wait.
Me either.
We're inching closer. We're moving forward. Super Bowl 51. Okay, now the playoffs are big news, but there's another NFL storyline grabbing major headlines. Now, Tony sang that song, It Never Rains in Southern California, but there's a heavy cloud looming over in San Diego. The hometown Chargers broke the internet and sent the NFL world in an uproar when they announced they're bouncing up the coast to LA, Hollywood.
Wait. What? What's all this?
Okay. San Diego Chargers, they played in San Diego for 56 years.
Wow.
They were a fixture of that community.
That's a long time.
Money. Money talks. And so they got a better deal and they're bouncing to LA.
So they're out of there, huh?
It's been really hard for the people in San Diego. This was a bad season. And then they fired their coach.
Wow.
And then now we're just into 2017, and now they're bouncing to LA.
Wow. Oh, poor San Diego.
Did you see all of the chaos that was going on with the fans and everything?
I saw a little of it. A lot of it went over my head, you know.
These folks took to the streets. They went to the headquarters. They were burning hats and jerseys. I saw videos where they were throwing paraphernalia in their home fireplaces.
But you know what? What I don't understand is why are they so mad? I mean, it's still in California though.
Yeah, it's still in California, but it's LA, and LA is like the rival to San Diego. LA casts a huge shadow over everything. It's Hollywood.
Okay.
So you can understand. Here, let's take a listen to some of the fans' reaction.
I showed up to work this morning and the rest of my crew knew about it. They let me know, so I cut my hours right there and came down here.
Well, I heard about it all over Facebook last night, and then I had a hard time sleeping, and then I decided I was going to show up down here today, wait for Dean's response, and we got a letter. And now I'm kind of not only sad, but mad because you disrespected the fans that are here.
Nothing to say to Spanos, but to all the Chargers, thanks for all the effort they put in for us, all the hard work and everything, and I hope they all do well elsewhere.
Don't come back. You're choosing money over family. Money over family, plain and simple.
You could have at least given the people, stood up and told us what was happening. To give us a letter like that was just disgusting.
So you can see why they're so upset.
They are mad.
And this is the second time, really, that LA has taken a team from San Diego.
Wow.
In the NBA, the Clippers used to play in San Diego. That's where they started.
Oh.
So even though it's in the same state and they're two beautiful cities, night and day.
So they keep getting hit. You know, they fall in love. Fans fall in love with the organization, and the organization just bounce. Like, we're out of here.
It's money.
Well, and I can get that.
It's nothing personal.
It's business. You know how I feel about that business now. Business is business. So as an owner, if I can get more support in another city, I'm out.
And LA is the second biggest market in the country. So, our boy Joseph Bonner with iCast Media, he's in San Diego. He's feeling the pain. His folks are feeling the pain, but it's sad, but it is what it is. And the Chargers have revamped their whole marketing scheme. Their Twitter page has the new logo. So it's really rest in peace to the San Diego Chargers. It is. And it's like welcoming a newborn baby, the LA Chargers.
But you know what? When you think about it from a business perspective, a lot of people's lives are changing. I mean,
absolutely.
People who work the concession stands, the parking lot attendants, the establishments around the area. I mean,
the bars and restaurants and the hotels. Yeah, all those.
So that's huge.
It is, because there's no profession outside of the San Diego Padres.
Right.
You get 81 baseball games a year.
Wow.
But other than that, once baseball's over, from a professional sports standpoint, there's nothing going on in San Diego.
But you know what? It happens, you know, and teams move and just to take it outside of sports for a brief moment. I know that's hard for you, babe. I know, but it happens. Organizations do it all the time. Relocation,
they do.
Know, I mean, so it is what it is. Sometimes you have to start over and start afresh and start anew to grow. Sometimes you got to do that. So, hey.
You're absolutely right. Looking at companies relocate all the time. They move their headquarters, they move operations. And this is just another example of that, where a team or an organization, and the Spanos family, he's a billionaire.
Right.
He uprooted his organization for a better opportunity.
It doesn't take away the sting from it.
No,
but
it never will.
It is what it is.
These fans they'll never get over this.
Yeah.
Because the Chargers, they never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They went to one in the mid 90s. They lost to the 49ers.
Right.
But still, they came every year in support of the team, but obviously not enough support.
Right. Right.
And it's unfortunate, but that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, it's just the nature of it.
Hey, how about we go from football to football?
Football. I like the way that sounds.
You got to make sure you put the accent over the U. Football.
Football. I sound really prestigious when I say that. I mean, I really like that.
And I'll say it for the plain folks. Soccer.
Ow. Well, no, that doesn't.
Soccer.
No.
All over the world, it's called football because the game is played kicking the ball into the net.
With your feet.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, we call it soccer because we already have football. But everywhere else in the world, they call it football.
Football. I like that.
Football or soccer.
Okay.
It's the most popular sport in the world.
All right.
Except for in America. Everywhere you go, any country, main thing is football.
Football. All right.
And the World Cup is the biggest event. That's like a international tournament to decide who's the champion.
Okay.
Okay. The reason why we're bringing this up here, let me backtrack just a little bit.
All right.
And I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
We've all had a job that we have loved and lost.
Yep.
If that job called you back and said, you know what? Would you be interested in coming back in the fold and being with us? What would you say?
If a job that I loved and lost called me back, I would go. You know what? I really don't have to think about that one because, like you said, I loved it and I lost it. So,
well, Q and Bruce Arena. He was the U.S. men's soccer coach.
Okay.
From 1998 to 2006.
Wow, that's a long time.
They didn't renew his contract, so basically he got the axe. Had two coaches work the sidelines since then. They brought Arena back in November. And now he makes $4 million a year too now.
Okay, so let me get this. Bruce Arena was almost the head. He was the head coach for almost a decade. They gave him the axe. They had two other coaches while he was gone. And they're like, grass not green on the other side. Let's bring you back. But they gave him like $4 million. to come back.